Alright guys, we need to talk about some rumors and misinformation floating around this week because it's driving me absolutely crazy. So you may have seen some stuff on Facebook and Twitter and TikTok recently about some recent updates to Venmo and Cash App and PayPal and stuff like that, and people are really freaking out about this, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about what's really going on here. Hey everyone, my name is Caleb and welcome back to my channel. So first, I just want to give a quick disclaimer here. I am not a CPA, I'm not a financial advisor, and if you want advice for your particular situation, please consult a legal professional about this. I'm just a random dude on the internet, and with that being said, let's jump right into this. So like I said, there's some videos and posts going viral this last week about how starting in January 2022, you'll owe income tax on anything beyond $600 that you receive on apps like Venmo and PayPal and Cash App. And it seems to be upsetting a lot of people because they're worried that they're going to owe taxes on any income. So even if you, or any money that you receive rather. So if you split a bill at a restaurant with your friend, or you receive your roommate's share of rent or something like that, that you're going to owe taxes on this money. And I'm just here to debunk this real quick. So here, as you can see, are some of the things floating around. Like this person, said, attention business owners and side hustles. And down here is another video that's been picking up steam this last week about, the $600 a year on Venmo and Cash App. And then this guy on Facebook is like, this is insane. Guess what got signed into law with those stimulus checks? And here is, where it got signed. It was the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 back in March. So there was something signed into law, but it's not exactly what people are making it out to be. So as you can see, right here, this Facebook post was shared 112,000 times. And then on here, this verify.com, I think it is, it's WUSA9.com, they're saying that a viral video on Instagram has 441,000 views and has been liked 8,500 times. And it's stating that if you receive more than $600, you'll owe taxes if you receive it on Cash App and Venmo and Zelle. So I have 5 different sources here. I made sure to cross-check everything, and I'll be leaving links to all these pages in the description down below if you guys want to find out more information about this. But people are worried that they're essentially going to get double taxed, which is obviously completely unfair. So I'm here to tell you that if you use these apps to split bills and, send your friend some gas money or whatever, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. This new tax law is for businesses and personal income. So that's the key term here, is income, and what is or isn't considered income. So the whole purpose of this law is to get people who have side hustles and businesses to pay their fair share of taxes on the income they get. So some people will be running things like there'll be a hairstylist operating out of the living room, or they detail cars on the side, and they get their payments through Venmo or through Cash App or PayPal, and then because of, whatever reason, they're not reporting this to the IRS, or they're not keeping track of it as well, or maybe they don't even know that they owe this money. So those are the things this law is referring to. So yes, if you do run a side business or a side hustle, you are required to report all of this income to the IRS and pay your taxes accordingly, with the exception of, qualified business expenses. And the other thing here is that this doesn't just apply to things over $600. So even if you make like $50 to $100 or something, you still owe taxes on that and need to report that to the IRS. The only thing is if you make more than $600, that's when they mail you the 1099-K form, just like they do with people who drive for DoorDash or Uber. And this is just because if you make less than $600, they're expecting you to withhold your own taxes and calculate it yourself, but they'll help you out a little bit if you're making more than $600, and that's why you'll get sent this form. Whereas before, you didn't receive this form until you made $20,000 or more if you had a side hustle. And these are taxes that businesses should already be paying. So your taxes aren't increasing exactly. The IRS is just trying to crack down on tax avoidance, like I said, because people out there, don't keep track of everything, are kind of lazy with it, have no records or receipts, and are basically running their side hustle under the table. And so that's what they're trying to change. The biggest thing people are misunderstanding here is what is, taxable income. So there's a huge difference between receiving money from friends and family and earning income as an employee or a business owner. So if your friend is sending you some gas money, this is not income. Running a business and having people pay you for it is income. Getting tips for your goods and services is still income. So all this stuff needs to be reported and tracked no matter what, even if it's less than $600. And all you really need to do is download a self-employment app like QuickBooks or something like that and just stay on top of tracking everything. I'm not sponsored by them, but I've used them before, so I'll link them down in the description below if you want to check that out and get started. Now, there is also a proposal on the table currently where those receiving $600 or more in personal money or whatever are still going to receive a 1099-K form, even if that money is just from, you know, your friends sending you stuff for a restaurant bill. But just because you get this form doesn't mean that you owe taxes necessarily. It's just kind of like a declaration of information. So it's just letting you know kind of the inflow and outflow of your personal transfers on these apps. But just because you get this form it's not like them saying like, hey, you owe taxes on this money. So you'll have to talk to your CPA about that. But long story short, if it's not considered income, then it's not going to be taxed like income, which is what people are worried about. If it's not considered income, you can pretty much ignore this form as long as you can prove that the money isn't coming from a business. And the whole reason this is happening is because in the United States, citizens are paying $166 billion less in taxes than what they actually owe. And just around half of the income tax gap comes from S-corps and sole proprietorships and stuff like that, where there's little to no information available to the IRS to verify the accuracy of their tax filings. So if you sell your Etsy artwork, for example, online and someone sends you $150 for it on Venmo, the IRS basically has no idea. And that's what these new laws are aiming to change. The Treasury Department isn't creating any new taxes, it's just trying to make people pay what they already owe. So if you're getting paid for a job, no matter how much it is, you must report all of that to the IRS. And with a normal job, this happens automatically, but if you run a business or you're an independent contractor or you're self-employed, you're responsible for keeping track of your business income and business expenses and reporting everything on your own, and it's up to you to withhold your own taxes. In addition to all this, the government is requiring financial institutions to track inflows and outflows from bank accounts, essentially to help find the ones avoiding taxes much easier, so they can cross-check everything and find where this $166 billion is actually going. So Venmo and Cash App and PayPal do count as financial institutions, and so that's kind of that part of it and what people are talking about as far as that goes. Now, my biggest recommendations here that I can give to those of you out there with side hustles and stuff like that is to first get a secondary bank account and completely segregate your personal finance from your business finance and keep everything separate. And then the other thing to do here is sign up for a business account on PayPal and Venmo and whichever app you use, so it's clear and obvious what is what. So if you do get audited, it's very easy to differentiate the two and it's very obvious. And this is probably why you've seen the most recent Venmo update where you can select if your money transfer is for personal reasons or if it's to pay for goods and services. So if you already stay on top of all this, you really have nothing to worry about here. You know, as long as you're just reporting everything accurately and honestly. This bill is just to improve tax compliance and crack down on the people that are avoiding their taxes. So I hope all this information helps you guys kind of chill out a little bit. And if you want to read further into all this stuff, I'll link it down in the description, just like I said. If you found value in today's video, please leave a like down below. And if you want to see more content just like this, please hit that subscribe button down below as well with the little notification bell next to it. And yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching, pay your taxes, and I'll see you in the next one.